This week on Chicago Beer Pass, Nick and I talk about Ireland, Alarmist, and we dive into all the beer news that's been happening this past week. All that and more on this week's episode.
Yeah, because, you get a cork knocked out, boop, it flies like fucking 10 feet. We're like, yeah, let's do it. The legend, Mr. Pete Crowley. I love Pete Crowley, man.
How's that beer? It's what you think it is.
It'll be like the stuff you hear. You ever go to every time you go to Floyd's, all the music sounds like this. Raw, raw, raw.
Hey, and welcome to Chicago Beer Pass. I'm Brad Chmielewski.
Brad, I'm Nik White.
And we're ready to fight this week. It's the Fritzicuffs, man.
I'm like, what the hell's he talking about, man? Oh, yeah, man. BuckleDown Brewing.
Yeah.
All right. I'm with you. I'm right there with you.
Yeah, it's their it's Pilsner, right? Or is it their Kolsch?
No, it's a Pils.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fritzicuffs is their 5% Pils. They are down in Lyons, Illinois, just southwest of the city. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
The Salamoth can of their Kolsch looks very similar color.
Yeah.
But it looks like Miller Lite. But yeah. But what were you going to say about
the BuckleDown guys, they were featured last month in the Tullamore Dew doing a brew thing. They were Tullamore Dew, the whiskey, Irish whiskey, went from city to city. They hit 28 cities, and when they came to Chicago, the brew doing the brew was these guys, BuckleDown.
Oh, neat.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they said that they the guy was a graphic designer before he left and started BuckleDown, one of the guys. And apparently, like, when he was a graphic designer, the neighbor across the street from the design studio is the guy that's kind of inspired a lot of these cans.
Oh, really?
So,
the character and stuff?
Exactly. Yeah, like, he was a guy, like, Belt and Suspenders was, like, because the guy was always running around in his apartment half naked, and he was across the street seeing his stuff every day. So, yeah, he lives on through their cans, so.
That's cool. Yeah, this is a tasty beer. I don't think I had it before. Maybe I've had it on draft somewhere, but I don't know.
I don't think I've ever had it.
It sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's got that nice herbal hop character in there, which is always a nice, pleasant break from the fruit forward ones that we tend to lean towards, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna sip on this easy drinking kind of beer this week, as we talk about our week. That's what we do on here on Chicago Beer Pass. We drink beer and we talk about drinking.
Yeah.
So we dive into our week and then the events you should be checking out this coming week, as well as always some beer news at the end. There's always some sort of drama happening. So this week, this week, what did we do last week?
You got this.
You left the office and went to Ireland.
I went to the Tour Ireland, the Ireland Tourism Board event downtown at the West End on the Mag Mile. Like, it's, over by Navy Pier. This is like a part of town I never really get to.
Okay.
Yeah, but we went to Ireland with Guinness maybe like 2 years ago now. So we're like, hey, let's go to this thing and see what's going on. And but it was like a straight up tourism event, which was kind of weird. There was some Guinness there, the Guinness Extra Stout. But it was all about Ireland. So apparently Ireland has 4 million people. But did you know that, like, they said like almost 250,000 employees in Ireland are in the tourism industry.
Wow.
They said it's the largest indigenous industry in Ireland is tourism.
Okay.
That was kind of cool. A lot of neat facts about Irish stuff, but not a whole lot of beer stuff.
No
there.
Leprechaun insight, like any news on where they're at.
Dude, they said 53,000 Americans go to Ireland every week.
Every week?
Every week. Yeah, so apparently they get 10 million visits a year. Almost 2 million of those are Americans. And they said Chicago's a huge hub for that because, we do the parade here and we down the river. And the Guinness folks will tell you that's the biggest celebration they've seen in America is the Chicago celebration.
Chicago does it right.
They party hard for St. Patty's Day. But then it's a big hub for Texas too. So if you're flying to Ireland, a lot of folks from the South transfer in Chicago and then go straight over.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
That's cool. So no beer stuff. Did they have Guinness for you to drink?
Yeah, there was Guinness there, and there was Harp there. Guinness Extra Stout, which is the 7% version. And the Guinness, we know the Guinness Draft, the most common one. That's more of a 5% one.
Okay.
And then Harp is their lager.
Yeah.
Yeah. So nothing really to report there. But
Just, Harp is Harp and Guinness is Guinness.
Harp is Harp and Guinness is Guinness, man. Yeah. They tried to shut down the bar, so 15 minutes before this presentation, because the consulate from Ireland is there, and it's just it's serious business. But then there were like some older ladies that were kind of like, listen, don't you dare close this bar. We're drinking all night. She's like, we don't do that over here.
Yeah, how do you close a bar for an Irish celebration?
I'm like, if any event where the bar should roll all night, it should be this tourism Ireland. So cheers to those jazzy ladies who kept the drinks flowing for us, man. It was cool.
Nice.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That's actually all I hit, man.
All you went to. Okay. I made it over to Alarmist Brewing. Their tap room opened 2 weekends ago.
Right on.
And so I couldn't make it the other weekend because of the food poisoning incident or some sort of bug. So I went this past weekend. Saturday night after we were out at dinner. We drove up there.
Yeah.
It's a little bit of a hike, of course, but once you're there, the tap room's really nice. It's big.
And it's still in the city.
Yeah. But you have to get there. You gotta leave the city. Like, logistically, the best way to go is like to get out in Skokie.
And then come back.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, lots of people in the tap room. It was busy. Mm-hmm. There's menus to order pizza. There's suggestions for like other food in the area if you're hungry. We had already eaten, so we weren't concerned about that.
Yeah.
But really nice. They had, I want to say about, I don't want to say 10, but they had quite a few beers on draft when we stopped by.
Yeah.
They had one beer that was, they're like, signs are in like kind of chalkboard things, and one was a stout, and it was like black lettering on a black chalkboard. So then we were paying to leave, and we're like, oh, there was a stout. Didn't see that.
What is that about? That is so bizarre. I saw like photos of them saying that the shop's going to be open. And then it's like the whole crew is like, I don't know, shirtless or something when they're in the photos. That was kind of funny.
Man, I don't know. I don't remember seeing that.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of pictures you're looking at on the internet.
Alarmist beer pictures, Brad. That's what I was looking at. That's what we're talking about.
All right. But yeah, the usuals were there. Photophobia, Entrenched, Pantsless.
Pantsless is my jam. Mm-hmm. I think that's really good beer.
They have one called Golden Shower.
There you go.
Yeah. They had a couple like dry hop versions of their Photophobia. Mm-hmm. And that's stout. And
then Garrett Gully and the crew, I want to say they were at, he was at Metro for a little bit. He was at Metropolitan Brewing for a little bit, right?
He did like an internship there.
Okay.
So we interned there. But yeah, before that he was with the homebrew crew, the Chaos, right?
Oh, right on.
If it wasn't Chaos, it was a different homebrew club.
Yeah, it's either around here, it's probably the Chaos, Pale, or Boss. Yeah. Brewers of South Suburbia. Mm-hmm. Those are the only three I know.
Okay.
Yeah, Chaos is the big one, I think, though.
But it was really cool to see their tap room open and busy. I like to see that.
Yeah.
But for me, it's pretty far to get to. Like, it's hey, who wants to go up there with me? That's the only thing, because I don't have a lot of reason to be up there. But if you're coming in from that area, if you're like on the expressway, or even if you work in like Skokie or Morton Grove or anything,
or if you're on your way to O'Hare,
yeah,
right.
But you could stop there, wait out traffic, because it's not that far off the expressway. Mm-hmm. Wait out traffic, have a appropriate amount that you can still drive,
right,
and legally,
right,
and then
safety first.
Then get back on the road.
There you go.
Because it's a lot of space. The hours are great, so it's a cool night.
I can dig it. I'm losing track of how many breweries we got in this town now, man.
Mm-hmm.
I think we're approaching like Portland numbers at this point, man.
Yeah.
Like it's in the city, not even counting the burbs.
No, it's getting crazy.
It's cool, man. And then, yeah, cheers to those guys, man, because the Guild is up there doing their quarterly meeting.
I saw that.
Is at Alarmist today. Mm-hmm. So Alarmist is in flight, off and running.
Yeah, that's a good sign. Hopefully we see some more beers in package, but I'm sure the tap room, any tap room eats up so much beer, and it should. It's the least expensive way to sell your beer.
Yeah.
Like if we look at like Peace, that beer goes fast.
Peace doesn't really leave their tap room at all.
No.
Unless it's for a fest. Yeah. Yeah, I think that is the highest margin for everybody, is just having it in the tap room. Mm-hmm. And they're at Alarmist, their tap handles are killer. They're like those
They're like red sticks of dynamite, like
Dynamite stick, yeah.
like cartoon style, like you know, like Roadrunner and Bugs Bunny, like huge dynamite sticks. They're great. Yeah.
Speaking of Peace, I did hit up Peace as well. So
Right on.
it had been a long time since I'd been there, so it was nice. I stopped in for lunch last week. Had one of their new beers. I totally blank on the name of it,
Yeah.
but it was good.
What about it was good.
It was good. I liked it.
What about Camel Toe? Is Camel Toe on?
Camel Toe was not on. I haven't seen that on in a long time.
Camel Toe.
I don't know what they're gonna do with this. Was it the guild or the association cracking down on inappropriate beer names?
Yeah. So apparently, the Brewers Association is taking issue with like like homophobic, and I said the same thing twice, and sexual names.
Yeah.
Yeah. So to the point where they're not going to announce it at award shows now.
Yeah. So,
like if you win, you'll get the medal, and that's it. You won't even get like presented or anything.
yeah. So someone like Peace could be in a little bit of trouble with that.
Might have to switch it up.
Yeah.
The beer you send, you call it Camel Toe at the shop, and then just call it something else.
I would almost think you don't send something like that. One, because that beer is really expensive to make. Why would you? I don't want to say waste it on, but what if you don't get the award and you send all this beer there and you could have sold it? Like they end up sending their beers that are crowd favorites and that win awards all the time. You don't usually take a risk on like a one-off expensive beer to make like that.
Yeah, that's true.
But yeah, Peace, Alarmist, hitting up some good tap rooms this week. Yeah, that was my week. Not too bad.
You got out there, man.
Did it. All right, so what do we got coming up this week?
Let's see. Tomorrow or Thursday. Thursday is April 20th. It's 420. So Oberon is having a beach party at Park and Field, which is like one of the newer bars in Logan Square.
Okay.
Yeah, so their beach party is going to include Oberon slushies, bocce ball, s'mores, and swag from Bell's. Yeah, Oberon is their big annual weed ale.
Okay.
Right.
Is this the official launch? You said it's the official launch for Oberon? Man.
Yeah. I think Oberon Day passed, but I think they're still celebrating Oberon. Oberon Day wasn't long ago.
Okay.
You know, I guess Oberon and 312. I guess Oberon is like what 312 used to be. Right? Like people still drink Oberon. I think. Do people still drink 312?
I think so, but Oberon messed up, or they didn't. It wasn't their fault when Bell's pulled out of the Chicago market.
Yeah.
312 happened to pick up a lot of steam at that moment because people were like, "Well, I like this kind of beer, especially in the summertime."
Yeah.
And so 312 filled that void, and I don't think Oberon, although people love it, really like hooked people again when it came back like a couple years later.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to top, you know, the history of 312, the local reference, and then you got the deepest pockets around pushing it hard.
I'm sure people are still. I don't see people drink it, but it's gonna be on draft everywhere. If you see Bud Light, there's probably a 312 tap handle right next to it.
And the phone tap handle.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah. Right on. So that's on Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, now I kind of want to Oberon.
Yeah, it's tasty. It's a tasty beer.
What else we got this week?
All right, so Friday, the 21st, up at Begyle is the Imperial Flannel Pajamas release.
Oh, okay.
So Flannel Pajamas is their porter, right? And this is the Imperial version of that. So that's going to happen at 6 p.m. up in Ravenswood.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. They just had another release not too long ago, too, a couple weeks ago. So, yeah, it seems like Begyle, man. I don't know. Those guys do something right up there.
They got a hot hand. I'm very excited for them to be such a small operation that like the kind of cool stuff that they're doing is really fun to watch. Yeah, so that is Friday.
I might have to stop at, I think a couple weeks ago I stopped at Dovetail Friday after work, so maybe I'll have to stop at Begyle and grab a beer.
Yeah.
Cool. So that's Friday, then going in this weekend.
This weekend, I actually got nothing on Saturday, man.
Whoa.
Nothing on Saturday. Sunday is Cachon 555.
What's Chichon? Chichon?
Cachon?
Chichon?
Cachon? Cachon 555 is like a friendly, it's a friendly competition between chefs, right? So they get some of the best chefs in town, some of the best mixologists, and it's about like wine, beer, cider, cocktails, and pigs. Like these heritage pigs. That's what Cachon is all about. Like celebrating these pig dishes. So it's like they take all these chefs, they come up with all these recipes, and they all cook this whole pig. Right?
Yeah.
And then they have a contest, and they have like this culinary event. every spring, every summer. Yeah, it's Food and Wine Magazine calls it their event of the year.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah. So this is in West Loop at Morgan Manufacturing, which actually is a place that could be utilized more for beer stuff. I've been to a few events there, mostly like whiskey events there.
Okay.
It's a great space. I think Festival was looking to rent it at one point for one of their festivals, but it was a little too pricey. It's a dope space. Yeah, really cool.
Oh, cool. Okay. How much are tickets?
All you need is $200 American for VIP and $125 general admission.
Whew, for some pig.
That's all you need, man.
For some delicious pig.
It's delicious pig. Yeah.
Okay. Yikes, $200.
Yeah, man.
That's you get drinks though too, right? You get
Yeah, and last year is when Carhartt. It was for some reason last year New Holland was the featured brewery.
Okay.
Yeah, so they had the full lineup from New Holland, and that's when they released their collaboration with Carhartt. And then New Holland, they're a spirits company as well.
Carhartt, the
Yeah, because they're both Michigan.
Oh, okay.
They're both Michigan organizations. So
company, yeah.
yeah, and then what else? Oh yeah, they got the beer bourbon barrel aged whiskey that they make too.
Nice.
That was pretty good there. Yeah, the crew from Analog won the last time I went. Yeah, which is not around anymore. That was like
Analog Brewing.
Analog was this restaurant in Logan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like this New Orleans inspired like seafood restaurant.
Huh.
Yeah.
That does sound good.
So.
Damn. All right.
So yeah, that is Sunday.
And then that's it for our events that we have.
Hey, man, that's all I got for events, man.
Yikes. I want to mention that tickets are still available for that Chicago Beer Classic.
Oh yeah, Beer Classic at Soldier Field.
At Soldier Field, yeah. 2 sessions there. There's like a morning from like 11 to 2, and then afternoon as well. So definitely check that out. That's pretty cool. You get to go out on Soldier Field. You get to drink beer. I think there's a VIP option. You get to like go into some other rooms and things like that.
Yeah.
Cool. I think that's May 6th. I want to say 6th. So it's a Saturday, May 6th. And then some beer news before we get out of here.
Yeah. So the good folks at Band of Bohemia are getting together with like 7 other like brew pubs in the city to have like a brew pub showcase, a Chicago brew pub showcase, which is pretty cool. Yeah, only 7, like Forbidden Root and Three Floyds, just to name a couple of them. And that's
Three Floyds is in Chicago brew pub.
We always seem to associate it with.
Cut them loose. We got enough. They're out.
That's true. Yeah, you're actually true. We do have a lot, and they are like, 30 miles from downtown, right? Yeah. Brad's got a point.
I'm cutting them.
All right, they're cut. No more Floyd stuff.
Open up a tap room here, or you're out.
So this is going to be May 1st. This is the Band of Bohemia and the James Beard Awards.
Okay.
Yeah, so they're really focused on food. And if you go to Band of Bohemia, it's got a different kind of vibe there.
For sure.
They're food focused for sure. And then they I like how like when you look at the menu, the names of it's like the names of the dishes and the beers. They don't name them both. They just name the one, and then they name your pairing underneath it. You're just supposed to order it all at once.
Okay.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta make it back there. I think I just gotta throw in some reservations and surprise Maeve and be like, "We're going here for dinner tonight."
It's been a while for me too. I only went once. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'd love to go back. The Craft Brewers Conference was in D.C. last week.
It's already over.
It's already over.
There was like no buzz.
No buzz.
Right?
Yeah, and then it was D.C. I mean, as in really, I don't know, like nothing against like D.C. or Philly.
I went to the one in D.C. a couple years ago.
Did you love it?
That was my first time in D.C.
Yeah.
The opening ceremony is always cool. It's
open is always nice.
But it was D.C., so yeah.
Yeah, it's like the last time I went to CBC was Portland.
Okay.
And open was like at they got the stadium where the Blazers won the title in '77 that they don't even use anymore because they got the new stadium across the street.
Okay.
And they had all these circus acts. It was really the opening ceremony for these things are always cool. Yeah.
Why was there no buzz this time?
I don't know, because I don't know if DC's like really a beer. Is it a beer destination? I mean, maybe it's just me, but I don't know.
You got a couple breweries there, and then you got Union Craft. That was I'm blanking on his name, but he used to be a brewer at not Rock Bottom, but the other ones that were like shut down.
Ram?
Not Ram. What was the other one that Rock Bottom bought?
You got me.
Yeah.
Ram and Rock Bottom are the two chains that pop out when you talk about.
But he's got Union Craft, which is they're making some really good beers over there.
Yeah. If CBC were in like Asheville, North Carolina, or something like that, I'm in. You know, if it goes back to Portland, I'm in.
Okay.
Austin, Texas.
But DC, not.
I don't know. Like
Where is it next year? It's probably already announced, right?
Yeah, it probably is.
We don't know.
Yeah.
Horrible news.
What
was this news
this?
about?
Oh, yeah. I was talking about the new company from the Beer Temple and Pipeworks. They're coming together for a collaboration company called...
This was announced at
Yeah,
CBC?
they had a booth and everything.
Okay.
Yeah, it was called a Craft Distro. So apparently it's, in short, it's an ordering, allocation, and delivery logistics solution. It sounds like they're merging like the software offering with like distribution.
Okay.
So it sounds like they're getting in the distro game.
Craft Distro?
Craft Distro is the name of the company, yeah.
All right.
This kind of caught me off guard. I didn't know that that Beer Temple and Pipeworks are working on their own distributor, essentially, right?
That's kind of what it sounds like.
Yeah, it sounds like it says since 2012 they've been working on it. They want to have something that rivals, you know, the stuff that Miller houses and AB InBev houses do. They got developers with code, and they want to have a solution available for other self-distribution craft brewers. So I'd like to know more about this, because just based on that description, it sounds like it might just be an offering that, you know, empowers people to remain self-distributing.
Right, because if you don't know, if you're self-distributing, sometimes it's probably hard to keep up with your inventory, what other places need that you're delivering beer to. Like, oh, well, I delivered there last week. They're probably fine, but do I need to call? Yeah, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, so this is it sounds like it's a virtual marketplace that connects retailers with independent distributors. So I'll backtrack a little bit on that. It's not like they're launching a distribution company, but it sounds like they're offering an alternative to those things.
Right, so you don't have to go to those places. You can do it yourself.
Yeah, and Pipeworks is currently the largest independent distributor of beer in Illinois.
They still self-distribute?
They're self-distributing.
Wouldn't they be past the threshold?
Yeah, what are the limits on that?
I don't know. I feel like they would have hit the wall on that, right?
I imagine by next year for sure, because the new space will be up and running for a year. Yeah. So, but yeah, good for them, man. They're launching an alternative to joining a big distribution network.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool.
Also, it was Blue Island's 2nd anniversary.
Wow.
That's yeah, man. I cannot believe they're already 2 years in.
Yeah.
I still haven't made it there. Every time I see Brian Shimko and his wife at events, I'm like, I haven't made it there yet. I'm sorry. We need to make it there.
Yeah.
And then to see the news, 2 years.
Yeah. Last time I was there, I think was the end of Chicago Craft Beer Week.
Okay.
Whatever that closing ceremony is in Wells Park. I saw Brian there. I'm like, dude, I'm coming to your place today. And we went out. It was it's cool. It's like you walk in and it's like Main Street. You know, It's like all under the bridge, kind of like Maple Tree Inn's right there. There's like this strip that's called Old Western Avenue, which sits next to Western Avenue.
Oh yeah.
And it's like its own little downtown kind of.
Yeah, that's
like
what
an old timey downtown.
I gotta go. Why haven't I been? I feel so bad.
It's a cool space. You should get out there.
That I haven't been. Like it seems very far when I look at the map and like, let's go there.
This is what we do. I got it. It just popped in my head. We cruise on. We blow off work all day. We just cruise on Sergio's boat. Okay.
I don't think can we get there on the boat?
We get on the boat. We go to a Sox game, and then for the post game after the Sox game, we make our way down to Blue Island. There
Whoa.
it is.
This is a day. Is Sergio watching or listening? Does he know about this?
That's the plan. All right, I'm putting that in the air, man. We need to do that.
Okay.
So.
Any other beer news before we wrap up here?
Oh yeah, we talked about the Brewers Association cracking down on offensive labels, man. So this is everything from derogatory images or text, sexually explicit, demeaning brands, or images of that are not reasonable to adult consumers. That's that's not a very specific term at all. But they're sticking their nose in it, and maybe they should. I mean, I guess I can think of a couple of labels that are just like, that's kind of pushing it.
Yeah, there are a few. I I have.
Like Big Titty Assassin, for example.
Right, like I see.
Which is a fantastic beer.
I see this a couple ways. Like I kind of tried to stay out of this topic and not really, because I understand the point of it. Yeah, that name's kind of ridiculous. We shouldn't really have a beer named that.
How'd you even get away with that?
Right. And then at the same time, like, it's their beer company, right? They can name it whatever they want. You don't have to buy it. I don't know. So, yeah, lots of different opinions on this. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you feel about it?
I don't know, man. I mean, craft beer traditionally hasn't really been about that, and I can kind of understand, because like, especially like I'll be at Great American Beer Fest, for example, and you see someone like, a female friend that works in the beer industry, and you know her, you're happy to see her, and then like the whole time you're talking to her, everyone going to their seat has got all kinds of like really slick kind of like, flirtatious kind of macky things to say to her, and I imagine if I were a woman, I mean, that'd be tough for me.
Sure.
So I can kind of understand where they're going with this. Like, hey, let's kind of nip this in the bud a little bit. People are just really adventurous and kind of excited to get their name out there and have some really off the wall names for stuff sometimes.
Right. There's sometimes that shock value to name your beer this, to be like, oh my gosh, did you hear what this brewery named it?
Yeah.
It's like, who's that brewery? But now I know them because they named their beer this super inappropriate thing.
Yeah, kind of like a no bad press. All press is good press, right?
Yeah.
Almost falls under that. Yeah. So, Sierra Nevada, the beer camp, their tickets went on sale. That's going to be at Navy Pier again on June 10th. Their tickets are on sale now. That's a really good party. Yeah.
That's what I hear. Okay. June 10th, beer camp. Do it up.
Founders Fest tickets went on sale this week. That's Saturday, June 17th.
Okay.
And also, I'm going to be interviewing the folks at New Belgium on tomorrow.
Whoa.
So I'm excited about that. So we're in the news. Chicago Beer Pass is in the news.
Oh, you're interviewing for Chicago Beer Pass?
I'm interviewing for Chicago Beer Pass.
Whoa. Not Chicago Beer Geeks?
Well, we might. I don't know. We might do something. If they send us pictures or something, we'll see. I don't know.
Whoa.
No, but director of media relations.
Cool.
Yeah, we're going to hang out with him and see what's going on. Oh, because their beer, what is their event? Tour de Fat.
Yeah.
Is July 29th with the Roots at the old Megs Field, whatever that stadium's called now.
Right. Okay.
Right on the lake, right next to Soldier Field. Right where that Cavalia horse show is going to be.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm going to that. I'm excited.
So you're going to interview them and see horses? Yeah, you got a good day ahead.
It's going to be good.
Nice. So, yeah, if they have any good insight or any good beer, bringing it back, we'll talk more about it next week, right?
For sure.
Awesome. Well, that's it for this week's episode. Nick, where can people find you, get in touch when we're not recording?
Right on, man. I'm on Twitter at Nicosio.
And I'm on Twitter at BRAD. Chicago Beer Pass is on Twitter at Chicago Beer Pass. Website, chicagobeerpass.com. All the episodes are posted there. Links to iTunes, Stitcher, the YouTube version as well. And then our Facebook page, /Chicago Beer Pass. If you're watching the video version, you can see Nick wearing his Ale Syndicate shirt.
Rest in peace, Ale Syndicate.
But you might see a photo of that if you're over on our Facebook page as well. So we always post a lot of photos, images, things like that, just where we're drinking at, and other events we don't mention here, because sometimes there's just a tap takeover. Yeah. That's like, just share it there and get people to go.
Exactly.
But yeah, all right, we'll be back next week with another episode. Take care.
Cheers.